Reaper, level 17 upgrade. Here we have another donation from Coyote0976. This is Traxxas Performance Accessory, the motor plate. This is made for the original Slash and Stampede chassis. This will not work with the LCG. This is a nice looking motor plate. So let's go ahead and open it up and check it out. Just pull it right on open. And then here we have that high quality foam that Traxxas loves to use. Alright, check that out. Ooh, that looks good. Has a very nice sleek design to it. Alright guys, well let's go ahead and get this thing installed. So the first thing you're going to want to do is remove this gear cover. This is only held in with one screw. Once you get the plate out of the way, you're going to want to remove this screw that holds the motor plate to the motor mount. Once that screw's out of the way, you can just go ahead and pull the motor right on out. And here is the old motor plate. In order to take this off the motor, all I have to do is undo these two screws. And there you have it. So now let's go ahead and do a quick comparison with the new one. As you can see, the design is nearly identical except for a few things. First of all, when I lay it on top, you'll see that this ridge is a little bit taller. Not to mention the new one is thicker and it has this heat feature on there. Now I'm not too sure how well this heat sink is going to work, but hey, anything that helps cool down the motor is a plus with me. So I'm going to go ahead and move that to the side and install the new motor plate by redoing those two screws that hold it on. Next up, it's time to reinstall the motor. Now you'll see that there's this little groove right here. This groove goes over that screw right there on the motor mount. And I'm just going to go ahead and slide that on. And then once it's in place, I'm going to push it down. Now you can see, since this motor plate is a bit thicker, I'm going to have to readjust the pinion gear to push it out a little bit more. That way it's more meshed in with the spur gear. Now that the pinion gear is lined up with the spur gear, I need to have the perfect spacing in between the two. It can't be so tight that they're grinding, but it can't be too loose, otherwise it will strip the plastic spur gear. But once I get that spacing right, I can go ahead and reinsert the screw that holds the motor plate to the motor mount. And finally, the last step is putting the gear cover back on and attaching it with that one screw. Here's before. And here is after. I have to admit, it does look a little bit better. Either way, thank you very much, Coyote, for this awesome upgrade, but I am done. And that was Reaper's level 17 upgrade.